everyone, and welcome to the SoCal Summer Swing Out podcast. The music you are currently listening to is called Dances in the Night by Papa D, a fellow swing dancer, musician, artist, and friend. You can find all links for streaming, socials, and videos down below. Make sure to go and support him. Now let's get into the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SoCal Summer Swing Out podcast. My name is Andre. I am your podcast host, and we are joined today by a California Swing Dance Hall of Famer, Jack Chen. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Hi, Andre. Hi, everyone.
Now, Jack and I met several months ago, I would say last year, when I kept getting injured and coming into your office because you're a physical therapist, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Andrew was the one who connected us, and ever since then, you were the coach for AML Special, which we'll talk about a bit more. But before that, some people may not know who you are, Jack. So why don't you give us a quick intro into who Jack Chen is and a little bit of your dance start journey?
Okay. Wow. Where do I start? Well, first off, my profession is I'm a physical therapist. I have my
Hmm.
own outpatient physical therapy clinic, and I treat patients with orthopedic conditions. And I actually see a lot of dancers, when they
Mm.
have injuries, and that's how I got to meet Andre. Um, so swing dancing, I started around 2007.
Mm.
And how did this begin? Let's go back a year before then. In 2006,
Mm.
after a physical therapy school from in St. Louis, I moved back to California, and I moved to Orange County. Uh, but I didn't really know anybody, so it was pretty lonely.
Mm.
And so one of my very good friends, Jerry, moved down to Fountain Valley. That's where I live, Fountain Valley, and he lived a few blocks down the street, so that he can, hang out with me, so I wouldn't be so lonely.
Mm.
Uh, and um, let's see, uh, we hung out all summer, and it was great. I had a friend around. Uh, and then at the end of summer, towards Labor Day weekend, he was in a motorcycle accident. He passed away.
Oh.
So, um, so there I was, all by myself again, uh,
Mm-hmm.
feeling lonely again. But prior to his death, I mean, we had so much fun over summer. He had this idea that we should make more friends,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and his idea was to have us enroll in at a community college,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and take classes, fun classes that we really didn't get to do um, in undergrad,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and just regular school. So he had the idea of taking language classes and dance classes, and just classes that where we can meet friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I thought it was a good idea. Um, but yeah, after he passed away, I decided, you know what, he's not here anymore, but I'll still go ahead and um, go with his plan. So on my own, I enrolled in several classes and
Mm.
language classes. That's how I learned German, and
Mm.
enrolled in swing dancing classes.
At a
And
community college?
yeah, at Orange Coast College, and that's where I started
Oh.
with
Mm-hmm.
Audrey Wilson. She's um, been dancing a very long time under Frankie Manning.
Mm.
So that's where I started. And then from there, I met more friends. And then I got involved with the swing dance community and then other teams, with Atomic, with the Fly Rights. And now I have more friends than I can count. And I'm no longer lonely. And thanks to my good friend Jerry's bright idea. So that's how I started dancing. Yeah.
Wow.
That was
And
in 2007.
hmm yeah, and my condolences. It seemed like Jerry had a huge impact on your life and essentially brought you to our swing dance community. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, he wanted me to be happy, and he wanted
Mm.
to have lots of friends. He wanted us to have lots of friends. So now we have them.
Yeah. Now you do. Now you definitely do. And now you you went from doing community college. When was the first time you walked into Atomic? to like start dancing?
Let's see. Well, one of our um, uh, class um, journeys, one of the
Hmm.
things we were supposed to do was to go to a social dance, and we had a list of places, and Atomic was the closest one.
Hmm.
So I again went by myself, and of
Hmm.
course you're always nervous your first time.
Hmm.
uh, so uh, through Orange Coast College, the class, I met lots of friends, and they encouraged me to keep going social dancing. So
Hmm.
then, yeah, that's how it works. You go social dancing, you meet more and more people, and then you get invited to outings, lunches, dinners, and hangouts, and then you grow your circle of friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounds like the dancing introduced you to people, but the hangouts outside of dancing is where you like really planted those roots with those people. Would you say that's accurate?
Right, very accurate. Mhm.
And
Yeah.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, no.
I was gonna say because did is that what kind of started getting you into the competition route, or how did you get into that?
Wow. Okay. So let's see. Um, I was invited to um, at the time Shasha Marvin
Mm-hmm.
to check out one of his swing dance teams.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I think that was the time he had just purchased Atomic Ballroom, um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I auditioned. I think I made it onto two of his teams. He had at the time OC Swing Team
Mm-hmm.
and the Atomic Ballroom team.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on both. And then eventually, boy, this is going way back. Aubrey Siebert had uh, recruited several people and asked us. Fred was the one who asked me, Fred Fielding.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be part of a competition team.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be practicing at Atomic Ballroom and being led by Aubrey Siebert,
Mm-hmm.
who she was at the time. Later on, we became very, very good friends. But that's how I was introduced to competition through this new team that Aubrey started. And at the time, we didn't have a name; it was just the competition team. Eventually,
Mm-hmm.
we adopted the name the Fly Rights, which went on for 5 years, and um, I learned a lot from through the team, and the team did very well, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so and through team through the team, I met you meet lots of other dancers, and then uh, I partnered up with someone who I worked very well with, Brittany Calavita, and
Mm-hmm.
we off and we did um, partner competitions. But that started back in 2009.
Mm.
So and my very first team competition was with the Flowerites in 2009 at Camp Hollywood, and
Mm.
that's my first competition of, I think it was 11 consecutive Camp Hollywood team competitions going 2009 to 2019.
Wow. That's that's crazy. 11 years of team. Wow. And now I want to talk more about the team stuff before I talk about you individually. But well, let's go this route. You said you mentioned Brittany. So you and Brittany also competed in Strictly's and like partnered competitions, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just curious, but do you know how many awards and medals and trophies you won throughout the years?
And no, no. Uh, we can ask Brittany, or we can. I have a little small case of trophies and stuff in
Yeah.
my office. We can go in there and look, but it doesn't matter to me that the number of trophies or what when I think back, it was the time spent with
Mm,
Brittany and the team and everyone cheering for each other, competing.
yeah.
uh you know it, now, years later, I think back, even if we got last place in every comp, I mean, I would still think back the same way, that it was lots of fun. So
Mm,
how we did, it's that we did, we had lots of fun. We learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. We learned about each other and other people, and yeah, and how the swing dance world is, and the history, and um, the music. It's yeah. So it
it
was a
hit
great
you.
the
Yeah,
comp.
and yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Let me interrupt you.
No, no, I was done.
I was gonna say that was always something that I appreciated about you is your view on competition and saying like it doesn't matter where we place, but what does matter is that we throw down. Like you use that term very specifically, throwing down.
Yes,
And I'm curious, like what part of your dance journey led you to that train of thought? Like how did you get to that place?
I don't know. It's a combination of, you watch videos and you get inspired by certain dancers, and you watching. I like the way they're dancing, and
Mm,
and I've always liked those those couples or those teams that were really throwing down with a lot of spirit, and that's the big thing. It's
mm,
the spirit, and now I've learned it's the Lindy Hop spirit. It's
mm.
a lot of joy, a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and that's what I like most about this dance is the spirit. And I try to yeah. Yeah, uh I love seeing that. I love to see people on our team display that type of spirit, and try to lead by showing that type of spirit, even through my leadership too. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and I feel like that permeated not just with team, but I know that Andrew Jose speaks very highly of you as like one of your inspirations. And um, when I watch Andrew dance and I watch you dance, it makes sense. Like the white shoes, the white belt, the getting really low on the one and two, like it makes sense. And I was curious that that's getting that down low. When we talk about California and how dancers dance upright and whatnot, you danced not upright, like you went down low. And I was curious, like, how did you come across how did you decide to do that as opposed to doing everything else that California dancers were doing?
I mean, you go with what you like,
Mm-hmm,
I see the jam circles, and this is as a younger dancer,
mm-hmm,
and everyone's, you have this big, you got this jam circle, and when people go in there, it's like you're in a coliseum looking down at these gladiators, swinging out and throwing their aerials, and I see some of these people like really getting down low and dancing, and they're like little race cars in there, and
mm-hmm,
that's what I was attracted to. Um, I there's so many people I can give credit
mm-hmm.
to that molded me into the way I enjoy dancing right now. Um, so, James Bianco and
Mm.
Mikey Pedrosa, a lot of this, like getting low on the ground and dancing. Um, uh, and then through that I kind of made it my own, change a few things, to make it more of my own, my personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I totally feel you that like when because specifically for me, because I find that the way that you and Andrew dance and the way that Mikey Pedroza moves, first of all three of you are people of color and who we all kind of have the same height. I'm pretty damn sure I'm like a little taller than Andrew. At least I wanna think that, you know? But it just works for my body personally, which is why like I really try to dance. I try to dance like you and Andrew, but make it my own, you know?
Mhm.
And the way that you were teaching that in team came across super duper well. And did you say that do you remember who taught you like your first couple swing outs and stuff when you were really getting into competition?
Uh, well, lots of people have taught me how to swing out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a good thing. You want to hear from a lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
I have personal friends like Charles Malari when I was a beginner. Charles Malari teach
Mm-hmm.
me to swing out. I mean, Fred Fielding taught me how to swing out, and lots of people. Um, Shasha Marvin, Audrey Wilson, just a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people. Back to Andrew. I've learned a lot through him just as much as
Mm-hmm.
he's learned from me. We've kind of grown together as dancers. We used to travel together. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
proud of everything he's done up till now, and he's still going. So, um, uh, Andrew, I'm proud of you.
Ah.
Um, but also more of inspiration was traveling to Europe
Mm.
uh, and 1 year I went to Harangue and just the classes that I took there. I loved the workshops there, and there was a lot of um, uh, type of throwdown Lindy classes that I took that I really enjoyed, and
Mm-hmm.
you know throw down, get low, swing out type of dancing I learned from my time spent there in Harang, Sweden. Mhm.
Mm, mm, mm. I hear how transformative Harangue is because Blake and Grace, they both went separately, I believe, and when they came back, they were like a different beast. Apparently, did that happen to you as well?
Oh yeah. Oh, during those years, this is around 2012, 13, 14, 15. I was dancing every night.
Mm-hmm.
Our social dancing, we were meeting and working on our dancing, and uh, going to Harang really it was like a catapult that really. Uh, uh, I mean, you're just immersed in Lindy Hop 24/7 the whole time there. You wake
Mm-hmm.
up and you go to sleep, and it's just I mean, if anyone wants to be that immersed in Lindy Hop, Harang's the place to go. Back then, yeah, I loved it. You meet people from all around the world, all over, all six continents. I didn't meet anyone from Antarctica, but and you see the fire burning in everyone from all over the world. It's just amazing. Mhm.
Mm, mm. Man, that event, I believe, like sparked a lot of like feelings of like, yeah, I really want to go hard. And I'm curious, are there any other events similar to Harangue that you went to that really sparked a desire to like really get good?
I mean, the most uh, inspirational one to me is the one here in our own hometown, Camp Hollywood.
Mm,
I
mm-hmm.
mean, uh, I love the support. You know, everybody is positive. Everyone's supporting each other. The spirit is very much alive at Camp Hollywood. You
Yeah.
can you be yourself. You don't have to dance a certain way that you think people, someone else might expect you to. You just dance your own way, and people will love you. Yeah.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Other events I've been ILHC, Lindy Fest, Lone Star, ULHS, um, Camp Jitterbug. Um, uh, I mean, I love them all,
Mm,
but
mm-hmm.
I absolutely love our own home event, Camp Hollywood. Um, yeah, I mean, I haven't been to a Savoy Cup um, in France, but I watch videos, and that's a very inspiring um, event when I watch it, especially their city battle. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like tournament style of a competition.
Mm-hmm.
I like ULHS, Ultimate Lindy Hop Showdown, and uh, we had it at our own inspiration weekend. So I like that,
Mm-hmm.
battle type of head-to-head battle competition. Um, yeah, a little bit about what I did before swing dancing. Growing up, I did Taekwondo, so uh,
Yeah.
I did that for 20 something years. And there was a lot of tournaments that I entered, and I fought nationally and internationally. So I like that, combat face to face throwdown.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I remember when I was in your office, like getting work on my knee, there are all these like newspaper clippings of Taekwondo and swing dance things from like newspapers that you had, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I get involved in something that I really like, I go all the way.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. And that actually goes into the next topic, which is team stuff. Do you remember, like you mentioned, fly rights and SDS and whatnot, and that's what kind of got you into it. But do you remember when you said, okay, I'm going to make my team, I'm going to run this specific team?
Yeah, well, you know what? I love being on the fly rights.
Hmm.
Um, and uh, the fly rights ended in 2013, and I was a beginner when we first started in 2009, and by the time we got to towards the end, I was helping Aubrey more
Hmm.
uh, with choreography. I've always loved the idea of doing stuff as a team and
Hmm.
coming up with um, choreography that you can't really do with just one couple or two couple. Um, and there's just so much to explore with teams when you have a lot of couples and doing you know do, doing things, dancing, formations, aerials, air steps
Hmm.
that you can't do with just one couple. And when the fly rates ended, it was sad for many of
Mm.
us, and I definitely didn't have enough of it. I wanted more of it. And you look around and you see what's needed in the community. Um, and in between that one year after the fly rights, I was actually on the atomic colliders for 2 years.
Hmm.
Working with James Bianco, and he was the coach, and I
Hmm.
learned a lot from him too.
Hmm.
So I think he's really improved my dancing. And with a new team, what I really wanted was not just something where fly rates really threw down,
Hmm.
and there's good choreography, good dancing too. But I wanted to incorporate everything I learned from everyone, and have um, uh, a new team um, that had it, everything I enjoyed. So that was at the end of 2014 is when I um, um, invited a few people and we started Special Delivery Stomp, which started in
Mm.
2015. Some of the members were previous Fly Rights team members, teammates,
Hmm.
and some were newer that I met, through social dancing, and we had this. So this first year Special Delivery Stomp was a very special team.
Hmm.
First time I really was the team leader, and I learned a lot, and about being a leader. So
Hmm.
that was in 2015, and Andrew was part of it too. Um, so uh,
And SDS went on until 2018, 2019.
yeah, 2019. I was a team leader for the first 3 years. And get some water here.
Yeah, no worries. I'm making you talk a lot, so take however much time you need.
2015, 16, 17. Uh, so I led it for 3 years, and I wanted this to be something that continues. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
uh, Look at all the teams from around the world, swinging Air Force and uh, the rhythm hot shots out in Sweden and how the Harlem hot shots,
Hmm. Hmm.
rhythm hot shots, how they continued so many years afterwards. So I want to have our team be a team where we uh, also not just train ourselves, but we train for future leaders. So after 3 years, I felt Andrew Jose was a good selection to take over as leader. So he led
Hmm.
the team special delivery stomp for 2 more years, 2018 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, came the pandemic in 2020, which really shut everything down. So that was a huge obstacle,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty much I burped. um, um, the team, Andrew talked to me, and we decided that special delivery stomp would end there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, we started with just in 2015 there was just maybe 9 or 10 people, which grew to like 15 and 20 by the end of the first year. And then, by the end of that fifth year, we had, on our roster, maybe 40, 50, people.
Wow.
So it really grew. And I'm very proud of what Special Delivery Stomp accomplished
Mm-hmm.
all those 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's quite that's quite incredible, honestly. And now there's Airmail Special. So it has now become a new thing, and we performed at Camp Hollywood. So tell us a little bit about Airmail Special for those who don't know.
Airmail Special. It's just like special delivery stomp. It's a throwdown Lindy team. We enjoy swing out hard, enjoy
Mm-hmm.
throwing air, and I want to make sure we have choreography where we can show off things that a whole team can come together and do. That It's not just, like I said, just not something that one couple can do.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think this was probably a year ago when you were in I was seeing you in physical therapy, and
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about team stuff, and I there's a number of people that had talked about team stuff and special delivery, and it got me a little bit inspired to
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't sure if I want to do this again. I have a family now. I'm married um, uh, to Jessica. Jessica. Everyone knows Jessica, and we have our little one who's almost 2, Alora,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone knows her too. Maybe, uh, well, anyways, but um, the challenge was do I have the time to to do all this,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I had a lot of encouragement from a lot of other dancers, and encouragement from my own wife Jessica to go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. So I fell back right into it, and um, here I am. I invited you uh, and some people I've worked with in the past on Special Delivery Stomp,
Mm-hmm.
Paul and Susan, who they are the aerials coach on the team. Their aerials are fantastic. At Katina and Ted. So I brought back some people I've worked with for many years on Special
Mm-hmm.
Delivery Stomp, and invited their JP, who was on SDS the last 2 years, um, and um, and everyone else. There's I can Courtney, who I worked with before on Special Delivery Stomp, great dancer. Maggie, who is an excellent dancer too. Benny, Bianca, Jake, Andrea. I met through Paul and Susan.
Mm-hmm.
Invited them to throw air. Howie. I mean, am I missing anyone? Scott
No.
and Nolan, which I've known for a long time, but I got to really get to know them and get close to them this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that team, I think, had such a huge impact on all of our dancing, because a lot of the team, like outside of our team itself, at Camp Hollywood, a lot of the team brought back trophies. Like, not that that is a measure of competence in dancing. However, I do believe that your team helped improve everyone's dancing overall, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think when you started the team, you said that was one of your goals. Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, yeah, exactly. I like to I like to see that, like everyone cheering them each other on to go out and 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 compete that way. Yeah. Mhm.
Heck yeah. I do want to talk a bit more about what the future of Airmail Special looks like. So let's go ahead and chat about that real quick. So I know that we talked a little bit before we started the podcast about how Airmail Special is now going for round two, but now there are open auditions. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yes. So just like delivery stomp, I want a team that continues, and that we train future leaders to take over the team
Mm-hmm.
and so that airmail special, that was a fun year. There was a lot of hard work. It was fun,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided let's do it again. So one of the fun uh, parts of a team is um, getting new members and uh, giving other people an opportunity to join our team and add to what we have, learn from what we've done, and continue to grow. So we will be having a second year, year two of Airmail Special,
Mm-hmm.
and we will be having open auditions, which means it's open to anyone who wants to try out and audition.
Mm-hmm.
Dates will be so it'll go for 2 weeks. They'll start Sunday, November 12th, um, and it's 7 p.m. Um, uh, and uh, pretty much anyone can come,
Mm-hmm.
have applications and things. What to expect is just expect to work hard that night if you're
Mm-hmm.
auditioning. There'll be lots of dancing. There'll be lots of choreo,
Mm-hmm.
lots of aerials, air steps, lots of swing outs.
Mm-hmm.
So just come prepared to sweat and have fun, learn something, meet people, um, and that will go throughout the evening. And we just you'll learn something, and we want to see what the auditioners have, also what you have, what you got, and then after that's over, the team will have a meeting, and we will select people we'd like to call back. So this would be the second round of auditions, which would be the following week, Sunday, November 19th, same time, same
Mm-hmm.
place. I didn't say the place, but we'll announce it. It'll be posted somewhere. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, but and then the second round is uh, more dancing air and getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're not just looking for people who love to dance and love to throw air. We're also looking for um, good teammates, people who work well as a team. Those who you know um, um, we look out for each other. We love each other.
Mm-hmm.
As a team leader, I think the best thing I can do is love, you know, all everyone on the team, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
I do. And they're going to learn that this isn't just any other swing dance team. It's something to be very special. It's to be a part of it is something very special, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
special. We want it to be something you can look back at years later and say that was a special thing I was a part of, just like the fly rights, just like special delivery stop and all the other teams that I've been involved in. We want this to be something that they love doing.
Mm-hmm.
So um, so we're looking for people that work well together.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So those are the dates, November 12th and 19th. If you're available for both, we'd be happy to have you come.
Yeah,
Mhm. And
definitely.
all levels, if you feel like you've just started, or if you've been dancing 20, 30 years, we'd love to have everyone come. You know.
Yeah,
Mhm.
most definitely. I wanted to touch on 2 points there that you brought up, like the all levels piece as well as like the teammates piece. So, if I were someone who was wanting to audition, and if I'm in SoCal, I'll be there on the 12th and 19th. What what are things I can do to prepare to show up for the audition? What are ways that I can get ready for that?
Well, I'd say go back and watch. We don't have many videos. You can watch our airmail special Camp Hollywood video
Hmm.
and get familiar with that type of dancing. Um, um, so you know what to expect.
Hmm.
Lots of swing outs. How to prepare is just work on your dancing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, yeah. That's I think the biggest piece. You can go back and look at some of the old special delivery stomp videos and fly rights videos, competition videos, and you know the, that's the type of dancing you can expect. And so if you're familiar with that, that'll help. Mhm.
For sure, for sure. Now, the other question I was going to ask was, do you do you need to live in a certain area of SoCal in order to participate on the team, or are there any requirements for that?
As long as you're willing to drive, and we meet in Orange County
Hmm.
at least once a week. And when competition time gets closer, we meet more than once a week. But as long as you're willing to drive, in the past, we've had people all the way from Riverside and San Diego, back in special delivery stop. Chase James drove, multiple times a week, all the way up to Orange County from San Diego,
Hmm.
just to train with us and eventually compete with us. Just all, if you're willing to drive, if you're coming from, if it's 2 hours, 3 hours, as long as you're willing to drive. Of course, it's easier if you live closer.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. And then the other question I was going to ask was the teammate piece, because you mentioned you're looking for people who are good teammates. So I'm curious, like throughout your years of team building and whatnot, what are the traits or qualities of a good swing dance team teammate?
Ah, yeah. Well, um, looking out for each other, looking out for each other's safety, whether it's physically, we do a lot of aerials and air steps, and making sure we're safe. No one, we last thing we want is anyone, you know, to get hurt.
Hmm.
And looking out for each other, even when we go out social dancing, that there's always someone that you can go to if if you want to uh, talk, or just to hang out with.
Hmm.
People we enjoy. We're gonna see each other all the time, and we want to feel like, oh no, I'm not, I gotta go practice. No, but I can't wait till practice. I mean, that's how I
Hmm.
feel. Like it's like I can't wait to see so and so again. It's so we're looking for people that really, we enjoy being around each other,
Hmm.
um, comfortable around each other. um, uh, uh, as far as working with the team, people who are able to accept constructive criticism, and that's how we improve. Well, there's a lot of feedback on each other's dancing and everything. I'm big on body mechanics. I'm a physical therapist. Uh,
Hmm.
I love breaking down, analyzing the movement in a swing out, or pretty much every part of the dance, and especially the aerials. Some one of my I guess specialties is looking at the movement mechanics of certain aerials, and
Mm-hmm.
seeing what muscle groups they have to use. Where do you bend? How do you
Mm-hmm.
increase leverage? How do you decrease leverage so it's not as hard?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, how do you produce the force? Where's the torque coming from? So all that, how do we position our bodies so that we can make this aerial, faster,
Mm-hmm.
slower, higher, more powerful, less powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But through my, I guess, physical therapy background, that's what I really like doing. Um, but back to the teammate, but people who put someone else before themselves, and the team knows this, that I'm leading the team. It's not for myself, but I put everyone else first before myself. So if we have a team full of people who are um, that way,
Mm-hmm.
generous, and we will be very successful. We'll enjoy hanging out together.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so that's what we're looking for. It's not just how good of a dancer you are, but how good of a friend or a family member you are. So what we're creating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when on the team, you would take time out of your day and time away from your family in order to do aerials with us and to practice with us. And that's huge because that was a change for you, right? Going from like going hard dancing every week to now like being a dad and having a kid and being married and whatnot. Like that was a transition in your life that you had to allot time for, right?
Yeah, I mean, right now the best, I mean, the best time is spending time with family. I love
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with the family. I do everything with my wife and my daughter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm lucky I get to practice with the team, but just let everyone know it's hard for me to leave the family, um,
Mm-hmm.
practice with the team because I love spending time with them, and sometimes I bring them with me. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, my daughter, my wife and daughter, my daughter loves coming to team rehearsals and cheering on, the team while they're dancing. She likes being there. So sometimes I bring her when I'm choreographing with my wife at home. My daughter's there cheering us on. She's so she hears the music so much, she's familiar with it. She sometimes
Yeah.
so, and she's not even 2 years old. So um uh yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I do have to say, and like you're a very you're not someone to boast and brag, but I do have to say that the team and I definitely recognize how much time and effort you put into like the team itself. I don't know if you noticed this, but at Camp Hollywood this past year, when they announced Airmail Special went second place, all of us went up and she was trying to hand the trophy to one of us, but all of us were kind of like pointing to Jack. We were like, we're pointing to you, saying, no, like Jack put in a lot of time for we were doing it, but it was his vision. And I think I want to vocalize. I know that Bianca, Andrea, Benny, some of them are listening to this podcast right now, and I think they can all agree that you put a lot of time and effort into the team. We recognize that, and I want to publicly appreciate you for that.
Thanks, Andre. Yeah. I mean, I I do it because I want to see these people and more, continue this dance, the way, um, the whole throw down Lindy dance.
Hmm.
So I just want to see that continue. I mean, it, you know, um, yeah, I don't need the recognition. It's
Yeah, fully understood there.
for
Um,
everyone, for the community. Mhm.
yeah, for the community, like I feel like that's where a lot of your heart is, and I can see it in the way that you approach team. I have to say, Jack, every time you come out to social dancing at Atomic, I'm like jazzed up. I'm like, oh, Jack's here. Hell yeah, it's gonna be a good night. uh,
That way too.
yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, and I was gonna say, like, before we go into the wrap up phase, was there anything else that you wanted to bring up about Airmail Special, about the team, or about your dance experience?
Wow, I am thankful for this the past you know it, these years,
Mm-hmm.
all the people that have I've met and become great friends with, Aubrey Siebert.
Mm,
She's moved away, uh, but I've learned a lot from her. Her husband, Michael
mm,
C. and Charles Malari and Christy Malari, his wife, that we're still very good friends and we keep in touch with. And I know they're teaching up in the high desert somewhere. So everyone's still involved with dance somehow. Uh, I was inspired by 23 Skidoo dance
mm,
team in Denver.
mm,
Dan Newsom at sometime around 2014 or 15, 2014, I think, wrote up some stuff about starting a swing dance team. And I really got a lot out of reading his material.
mm,
Uh, um, um, Annie Trudeau and Swinging Air Force and her she gave her giving me feedback. I asked her for feedback. She gave me great feedback. Just all the local dance teachers in SoCal.
mm,
I'm not gonna name them all, but they know who they are. And I'm just one guy, um, trying to um, enjoy sharing the dance. Um, what else? My wife, is very supportive. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
So on my days off, I'm usually playing with Alora, but she's playing with her right now.
mm,
So that she's raising an incredible child. I post
mm,
photos of Alora, and it's because Jessica spends so much time um, teaching and teaching Alora and showing love to her, and that's, yeah. So I've got a great wife and great kid. So and now a team of great people. So, and hopefully we continue growing that, and yeah. Um, and Andre, what you're doing with the podcast is amazing. Yeah. So
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Well, I do have to say that everyone who gets a chance to like have you in their lives is very lucky, myself included, because you legit healed so many of my injuries. I've come to you so much, which if anyone needs to get healed for injuries, like I go to Jack even though my insurance was out of whatever, and
yeah.
yeah, but it was still I still wouldn't want to go to anywhere else because he knows exactly like the type of movement I want to do, and he really helped me with that. Like, yeah, but just putting that out there. And I'll put the website down below. Now, before we go into wrap up, anything else you want to bring up?
Uh, no.
Okay, sounds good.
If
Well,
there's anything you think is interesting to talk about.
yeah, actually, I have like three more questions. So these are three questions I'll ask in each and every one of my podcasts. So the first question is, are you planning to travel to any events for the rest of the year or Camp Hollywood next year? What are your plans, like dance travel wise?
Hmm. You know what? I haven't really uh thought of it. I started thinking, but I haven't made any set plans, so I won't. There are some possibilities. I won't say because I don't want to commit to it yet.
Mm-hmm,
But of course, Camp Hollywood for sure next year. I mean, I go
mm-hmm,
every year. I want to go,
mm-hmm,
but there are some events that I have in mind, but I don't want to say anything yet because I don't want to commit. Um, so hopefully that can answer. Oh, there's my
oh,
let me
come say hi. Tell them come say hi.
see if she can see her. She's coming down the stairs.
Alora,
I don't know if she should
hi.
be coming down on her own, but let me grab her real quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go grab her. Go grab her.
Jessica's got her. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So
All right.
mhm.
And the second question I was going to ask is if people wanted to see more of Jack or if they needed to get physical therapy, what are some plugs or websites or social media that they should know about?
My clinic has a website. The clinic's name is Movement Systems Physical Therapy. We're in
Mm,
Fountain Valley. And you can go to the website www.msptinc.com. That's Movement Systems Physical Therapy Incorporated.com. msptinc.com.
mhm.
Uh, and then you can find the phone number there, or you could find me on Instagram or Facebook. Just look up Jack Chen. There's not very many of us in the world.
All
Uh,
right.
yep.
I will put that link down in the description. And
Mm-hmm.
then the last question, my favorite question to ask all of my guests, especially a California Swing Dance Hall of Famer. My question is, what is a message you want to leave for any swing dancers that are listening right now?
Wow. Uh, um, be yourself.
Mm,
Um, um, uh, you know, just I mean, where we're doing a happy dance, you know. So no matter what is going on outside,
mm,
uh, you know, um, it's a happy dance. Be happy. Um, you know, you don't have to try to impress anybody. We're doing it for ourselves.
mhm,
And do whatever makes you happy. Dance the way you want to dance. And there's so many great ways to dance. So just be yourself and dance the way you want to dance, and you don't have to care about what others think. I think there's a saying, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
dance
yeah.
like no one watching. So we're all here to make friends. Lindy Hop is a very social activity. So you know uh, everyone be nice, be kind to each other. We're all in it. We're all doing the same thing. We're so I support anyone who's doing Lindy Hop. I love doing it, and if they love doing it and they do it differently, it's great. I love that they're doing that. So and I hope they love the way we're dancing. But it doesn't matter if they don't, because we love it.
100%. I love the fact that you brought up the concept of being true to yourself and just being yourself. And even if dances are different, you don't have to look and dance like everyone else. I love that, Jack. Thank you so much.
Let me bring Alora here. Come here, Alora.
Yeah, Aura, come say hi.
Here you go.
So, listeners, we're bringing Alora in here. Hi, Alora. Hi. Aww.
Here, you got your Minnie Mouse and
Aww. She's so cute. Well,
yeah.
Jack, don't go anywhere after I stop recording. But everyone else, thank you so much for listening. Jack, thank you so much for giving us your time and like giving us all this wisdom. It was really, really awesome.
Thanks, Andre.
And everybody else, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, YouTube. Give us 5-star rating on Spotify. Additionally, the word for the day, if you got to the end of the podcast, at the very bottom, just put in be yourself. If you got to the very end of the podcast, put be yourself in the comments. But Jack, thank you again. And everyone else, we'll see you all later. Bye.
Your hard work.
Thank you for listening. The music you are currently hearing is called Dances in the Night by Papa D. You can find all its links down below. Till next time.
Don't lose hope, trying to stand tall, trying to give this dance of yours the best that you got. Cause every time that they hear this sound, that music gets their feet above the ground. Time just seemed to stop in every move. Seems all your life would have space gotta do is do it right. You gotta move, you gotta move, you gotta move, move, move. Got to be a